The principles governing good assessment are that all assessments should be valid, reliable, and fair. Assessment should therefore involve a variety of methods. Assessment is what transforms teaching into true education. If we do not assess but just present, then we are not really teaching. Therefore, assessment is an integral part of all teaching. Informal assessment or evaluation is an ongoing process. Every time a learner answers a question, asks one, or even tells a joke, that learner is providing you with feedback about whether learning has been taking place. As the teacher, you need to pay attention to all the feedback your learners provide. As mentioned before, assessment should be valid, reliable, and fair. A valid form of assessment measures what it is supposed to measure. It does not assess memory when it is supposed to be assessing speaking, or vice versa. It does not grade someone on the quality of their writing when writing skills are not relevant to the topic being assessed, but it does when they are. Likewise, a reliable assessment will produce the same results on a retest and will produce similar results with a similar group of learners. It is consistent in its methods and criteria. Fairness ensures that all learners have an equal chance of getting a good assessment. So, good assessment should help clarify what good performance is, encourage learners to put time and effort into challenging learning tasks, deliver high-quality feedback to learners that will help them grow and improve their language skills, encourage and motivate learners to learn, encourage interaction and dialogue about learning, whether from their teacher or a peer, facilitate the development of self-assessment and reflection in learning, give learners choice in assessment, in either the content or the process, involve learners in decision-making about assessment policies and practice, support the development of learning communities, and help teachers to adapt their teaching to the needs of their learners. Remember that when we assess, we always need to establish learning goals or outcomes so that our learners know what is expected of them. We need to provide learning opportunities so that our learners have the chance to learn. We need to assess learners' learning so that we can interpret what they have actually learned. And we should use the results to understand and improve learner learning. There are various types of assessment that will be explored in more detail in the reading titled Types of Assessment. So we are simply going to touch on them now. You could assess your learners using summative assessment. This is assessment that signifies competence or contributes to a learner passing a grade. The next assessment tool you possess is formative assessment. This is assessment that is used only to provide feedback to learners on their learning. It provides learners with advice on how to maintain or improve their progress, but does not form part of their summative grade or mark. Teachers have both formal and informal assessment at their disposal. All assessments that make up a formal program of assessment for the year are regarded as formal assessments. Informal or daily assessment, on the other hand, is the daily monitoring of learners' progress. The reading you are going to complete on types of assessment will explore all of this in greater detail. It will also explore the difference between continuous and final assessment and the contrast between convergent and divergent assessment. With each assessment, remember this image. Are your learners being creative? Can they collaborate with others? Are they able to think critically? And are they able to communicate? Assessment needs to be meaningful. Let us look at some criteria for meaningful classroom assessment. Ask yourself the following questions when creating an assessment task. Do the learners need to communicate their knowledge via writing in some way? Does the assessment allow the learner to choose topics? Does it involve independent problem solving? Does it involve project-based learning? Is it inquiry-based? You are now going to complete a quick activity followed by the reading on types of assessment. This is going to broaden your understanding of assessment types. See you again soon, and remember that assessment needs to be meaningful.